You think people are really gonna watch this?
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she want us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, man. You ready?
I'm not ready. Are they ready?
Nigga.
Turn that down. It's clashing.
Guess that'll be our background music while we do the show. Can you hear it?
I mean, I don't hear it through the headphones. I can just hear, I don't know. Can you guys hear it? Because that's what's happening with us tonight.
Rant time. So let me go ahead and text that and put that out there. Welcome to TDS Radio. It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I am here with
Yeah, girl, so fab. Hey, y'all.
it's the end of the year and we've made it. Well, let's not talk too soon. Got a few weeks, but
Yeah.
we made it to December.
Yeah.
And
This is what we're dealing with.
if you hear the music in the background, there's a soiree, literally quote soiree, happening here in American Underground where we host our show. And
At the same exact time that we host our show.
at the same exact time that we host our show. Now, there's a whole huge room, right? A whole huge room down here where we host our show. Plenty of office space, everything. And they put the band right in front of the damn door. The way I feel is they was just like, fuck y'all show. Cut this off.
Wait, hold on.
So, yeah, they out here on the real shoop doobie 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 doo doo. Right in front of the door.
Right in front of our goddamn door. We can't win, y'all. We just can't win. We get an office and they said, let's put the band in front of the
band
door.
right in front of your damn office. Boom, boobie doobie 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 doo doo.
Now, if you can remember when we were in the podcast room, then everybody found their way
When
to
we were
the
in
back
the podcast
corner.
room, there was kids coming back there with kid shit. Now
With
we're like,
what?
kid shit. Then we like, hey, cut that shit out, and had to run them out. Now we get an
And adults.
office. We get an office, and now they put the band right in front of the door.
These niggas don't respect us.
And when I say they are grooving, they're like, fuck y'all little radio show. Doobie 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 doo. Happy holidays, you sons of bitches. Cut that shit off.
And I mean, they literally started right.
It started right when
our
we
show.
started the show. We couldn't even squeeze in a little time. They going through the full scale. Doom, 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 doom. Mo Better Blues is happening right in front of the damn door. Doom, 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 doom.
Wah, 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 wah.
Doom, 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 doom.
Wah, 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 wah.
Do, do, do. Right in front of the door. It's happening right in front of the door.
Oh, this is what we're dealing with, y'all.
All right.
Hey, fam.
Hey,
How
what's
you
going
doing?
on? So,
how you feeling, baby?
Maybe I'll text that I'm going to go on a rant. Because you know what? I feel like I need to go on a rant.
You know what? And I'm with you today, my nigga. I'm with it. I'm with all the shits while I sit here looking like an extra from a Black Panther movie, with his damn puff and his leather jacket.
I ain't going to have no bad heart. Because I am the people. And I love the people. I'm going to get that sound bite so we can just have it on there. Just hit it.
Because that's what I got going on today. I don't know what this is about, but it's happening.
Ain't gonna have no bad hard. I ain't gonna about that. Like,
What?
I don't know what because I'm pissed.
They quiet it down a little bit. Is that part of the song?
Yeah, I guess that's the part of their groove.
Doom, 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 doom.
Just when you hear the bass. So like in a jazz joint, you got it. The bass got to get some love, and everybody got to go down because it's so low.
Mm-hmm. And then they come back. Ba-doom, doom, doom,
yeah, that was Tony on the bass. Everybody, Tony on the bass. You be like,
we call him Scat Man. Like what?
Tony on the bass. Give it up for Tony on the bass.
Well, thank you.
I think they're doing their show in the background. Fuck they show. Doom, 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 doom. Fuck them niggas.
Oh man, this is our life, y'all.
So, how's everybody doing? We have people watching, so I need to just chill out. So, how's everybody doing? How's everybody from the holidays that just passed to the holidays that we currently have? How's everybody feeling? Is it a feel good, feel right, feel all right? How's everybody feeling?
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Kim?
You know what, Jay? Don't start your shit.
She
said introducing Tony. Tony's also a Cancer.
And we got Ronnie. He is a Scorpio. Scorpio on the keys. And Dave is on them drums. Hit it, Dave.
That's
Dave
one
is a
smooth
that's
brother.
One kooky cat. Give it up for Dave, baby. Right in front. When I tell y'all it's right in front of the door, if I could just turn the camera around, it is right in front of the door. Everybody give it up for the horns, because they're playing the horns right now. That's Henry on the horns, baby.
Henry on the horns.
That's Henry on the horns.
That's what we have going on today.
Do. When you just got that one person that ain't singing, but their head is just, get off the mic. So I guess it's their version of a Christmas party that, we're here.
Yeah.
What's up?
What? Y'all must have popped one of them auntie.
Nah, man. It's really what it is like, all right, rant time.
Uh-oh.
Here's what it is.
It's getting louder. The fuck?
Because we're getting louder. I don't know. Rant time. Let me go ahead and hit that in Facebook.
Do it while it's quiet.
Yeah. Hurry up. Here's where I have a problem with just things that deal with entrepreneur stuff, right? The climb to be an entrepreneur is tough. Now, I don't know if it's tough for other other ethnic groups. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just know I'm black, and I know it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's hitting the hell out of that bass drum right now. He's stomping through the floor.
Boom, 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 boom.
He said, yes. It's hard for, it's hard, all right? But what makes it even harder is when you keep fighting through, but then you just keep getting hit with another obstacle, and then another obstacle, and then another obstacle. And I know it's not supposed to be easy, but you know what? This ideology that we supposed to get everything out the mud is ass.
Terrible.
I'm over the mud, my nigga. Put me on asphalt. I am tired of getting it out the mud. Where is the pot at the end of the rainbow? Where's me shillings? Because getting everything out the mud is not working anymore for me. Where's me shillings? Because I'm done.
Right.
I am upset beyond belief just about the process. Now, we've gone through a lot in 2024. In 2025, I think there's a lot of positive things that we have going.
Not just 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020. It's just been like, God damn.
Yeah, it's one after another. It's a consistent foot in the ass. I feel like Drake with Kendrick. You just won't stop.
No, he won't.
But
at all.
It's one of those things. Speaking
of
Drake and Kendrick, I need Deion Chavis to not hate Kendrick so much.
Right?
There's nobody more than this one DJ, Reggie Brown, and Deion Chavis that hates Kendrick. Like, y'all hate Kendrick.
And Deion.
Y'all hate Deion to that literally I just posted before we started because Reggie was like, I don't see Kendrick on the top of everybody's Spotify list. Hey man, that just came out like halfway through the year, bro. Like, ease up. And then who thinks of that? Who cares about everybody else's Spotify list?
Well, and then that's based on your listening habits. So depending on who you are around.
But here's the thing. Who cares? Like, who thought of that? You see what I'm saying? Like, I got told I made a joke. Like, y'all just be like, man, I'm hungry. I wonder if anybody's listening to Kendrick today. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you intentionally go out your way to be like, you know what? I don't think anybody's listening to Kendrick right now. It's 6:05. Word? He's on your mind like that? Like,
I mean, the nigga also just did a joint tour with SZA. So,
I mean, and it's selling out.
Mhm.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, what? I just don't understand. But here's what I do understand. I understand that this process is hard. And here's what I'm going to need. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys. So don't leave the room. We're going to push on you guys to give us just a little bit more support. Here's what I mean by a little bit more support. Somebody says, well, how can we support? Like and share. That's all. Every now and again when we say tune in. You know why? When you tune in, it helps push our show through your algorithm. So if you were actually to tune into the show live from your Facebook, your audience will then see it. And you can be silly and cut up. Everybody gets so timid and scared of the cameras. Just have fun with us. I promise y'all, it's not gonna hurt. We're fun.
Or at least we think we are.
No, we're fun. We're fun. We're fun in a time when people aren't having a lot of fun. Like, things are real serious out here. But you know, I say that to say, like, support some entrepreneurs out here because it's not easy. And, you know, for people to try to do something that is a service for people. And what I mean by service is we have a platform where other people can use it to get out your voice and your opinion and your words and ideas that you have and things like that. Yo, we're a safe space that we've created that for others. So rock with us. Like, it don't, you know,
it costs nothing.
It costs you nothing. Like, and if you don't rock with us, that's cool. But share so that in case somebody that you know rocks with us, you never know. Like, it don't hurt you to do any of that. We got comments. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a TDS special. Walk the cameras out and put them on and see how they feel.
I should do that because I can do it from my phone.
Yeah, you could. You're right. Since 2020, we've been on repeat. It's literally the year 2020 for the fourth year. Facts. No, y'all fun through all the trauma. Y'all free therapy, and folks don't even know. Oh, thank you, baby.
Yo, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we had a homeboy. One of my homeboys is like a brother. He literally told me that the show that we had after post-election helped him because literally he was feeling like, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like that every day.
Yeah.
Not just because of the election. It's just because I feel like that. Like, the reason why it's important to support people's goals or support people's dreams and things like that is because it is tough to be a dreamer when you have so many people around you who lose them.
Mm-hmm.
The older people get, the easier it is to just cave in and not continue to pursue your dream. It's tough.
It is
to pursue your dream.
It is. It's extremely tough. And then the one thing that I'm trying to remind myself to show grace of people when they want to cheer you on and offer unsolicited advice and suggestions is because they see the potential. They see what you can be. And sometimes people aren't brave enough to do it on their own.
Somebody's offering us advice. I know one person that offers advice, and that's Dion. Like, other than that, everybody be like, damn, bro, can somebody help? Tune in.
Yeah.
Only, I mean, and I'm not saying that as a slight, because like there's multiple ways to support. Because, for example, our cousin supports all the time, and that's Jazz. So she supports so much so that she got gear that we ain't got.
Right? But it's dope though.
Down to the socks.
And that's one thing that I will say, like, because I appreciate you for continuously showing support and being a constant for us, because you're one of the first people that I think of when we don't go live. Like, man, you know, you've spoken about how much our show can help you. So those days when we're extremely tired, but we still push through, you know, I'm glad that we still have you rocking with us, because that's a great deal of support that we have not received, you know, with TDS yet, where someone's consistently like, I'm tuning in.
Yeah,
I'm tuning
rock
in.
with y'all.
I'm tuning in.
And that's what we appreciate. Like, we rock with y'all. Because like I said, if you don't feel like listening, just push it on to the next person. Because we're diligently working on things. Like, when I say working on things, this is what I mean. And I'm not afraid to put things out there anymore.
I am.
You know what? I'm not, because guess what? Y'all gonna hate whether I do it or not. So let's get it going. Hate number one. We about to do we're scheduled to do a comedy show. We're scheduled to do fuck up nights already. I'm scheduled to work with Dion, Kendrick's number one hater, as the opening DJ for his Groove Me session in February. Like, these things I'm supposed to speak at the men's conference in March. This is already lined up for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm about to try to really get on y'all nerves with positivity and pushing through. I'm just asking, you know, support what we do. Like, really, because it's tough. And if you support us, I promise we'll support you. Like, because if anybody has a business, a small business, and wants to get onto TDS on our platform and discuss it and talk about it and all that, let's do it. And if you would like to run ads, there's nobody that's going to give you an opportunity to run ads on a platform at the price point that we have. Nobody. We've done the research. Like, nobody's going to give you that opportunity. So use it. Like, and I know sometimes it's too good to be true, especially when you're dealing with people of a certain hue. But I promise you, the things that we've gone through between Kim and I, and the information that Kim has as far as like radio stations that'll screw you over and stuff like that, we created this based on those premises of not screwing people over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, she has told us some of the back end stuff that happens at some radio stations, and Dion as well has shared it because he worked for radio stations as well, where, you know, people pay money and don't get what they were promised. So, you know, we want to make sure that we do that. So you're going to also see a lot more of the actual radio station itself, because I love when y'all go listen to the radio station. That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we are working on the app. So the dude who let's just talk about it.
Yeah,
right?
Why not?
So the dude who was supposed to do our app screwed us and didn't do our app. So we coming for our money, bruh. But in the meantime, in between time, like you have to do as an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to do things yourself.
And you got to pivot. So we pivoted, and now we've learned how to make our own app and create our own app, which we are now in the process of at this specific time. Mm-hmm.
So we should be able to, our goal is to be able to have it done by the end of the month, so that going into the new year, we'll have our app. But here's what we know, because we're doing it, we'll have our app.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah. But that was some whack shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Put it on, just listen to us.
Right. You know, what's it gonna hurt?
Yeah.
Who's talking to us over there on Instagram?
Huh? Oh, Chuck said he loves us.
Ah, we love you too, Chuck.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah. Now, here's what's funny. Let's keep, because Auntie V's coming in shortly. Here's another thing that's funny. Laugh with us. We are in a co-working space. We are a radio station. We have hosted multiple events at this place. There's an end of the year party going on. And ain't nobody ask us to do no music, no nothing.
Well, would it be embarrassing to ask us to do that and then they nominate us for an award and we don't win?
I didn't ask for your award.
Yeah, that's true.
Because awards where they're voted don't stand. they don't hold the same weight to me because it's a popularity contest.
Right.
It's not about the actual work. Like, so, and I'll give you an example of this because this is another reason why here in North Carolina, the high school football thing or sports thing that's called high school OT, this is why I don't like them. So when they nominated me for Coach of the Year, it turned into a voting contest, right? Well, we can't specifically see the numbers. It's just when you show up, you find out. Well, here's something else that I found out. They already know before the dinner even starts who won because they go to the school of that coach to run a video about him winning and him giving his speech. So when I got there and I was with the other Coach of the Year nominees, the one dude said, well, what are you here for? I said, I'm here for Coach of the Year. And, I'm a rookie. I'm new. I didn't know. He goes, well, hopefully I win because if not, I'll never be on high school OT again. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, no, I'll never deal with them again because they came to my school and had me do all these videos and all that stuff. Huh? So what did you invite me for? You won because I didn't do any of those things. So then now that's another reason why I say, man, all this stuff is a popularity contest. If you want to give me something because you see my work and you say, you know what, I would like to reward you with this. Don't nominate me and then say, now go get people to vote. No. No. Because that's a popularity contest. That's not an award for my efforts. And it's not disrespectful. Some people are okay with that. I just, as a person, am not going to keep running that same campaign over and over and over because it's not even fair to the people who vote because they look at it and say, that's my person, that's my guy. And then you don't win. And it's like, well, I should have done more. No, you shouldn't have. You voted. You did what you're supposed to do. This is a popularity contest. Like being in high school.
What if people don't have the amount of support that others do? Right. That's also not fair.
Right.
So
now I just need to go over there and get on the drums and just be that guy. Doobie doobie doo doo doobie 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 doo. Because clearly the radio station is not respect. That's crazy. It's crazy. Y'all paid somebody.
Yes, and you literally see as you walk past our goddamn office, TDS Radio.
You paid somebody. Not even walk past. You're in it.
Yeah.
You had to fix something on the roof. Nobody said, well, we got a radio station here, guys. It's the end of the year party. Let's ask them.
Told you, man. I don't think they like us. Oh, my media, baby.
Up?
Hi.
What's going on? Appreciate you. So, the rant, and the other rant is this. This is the other rant. And the hell with it. Y'all nieces and nephews, cousins, and everything that's in school, y'all need to check these little dudes and little chicks. I'm gonna tell you why. The level of ignorance that these kids display on a day-to-day basis is absolutely unheard of. And it's a day-to-day based thing. You get what I'm saying? And it don't make a difference what school you in. It don't make a difference where you're at. The entitlement and ignorance that these young kids have, it stems from their parents. I don't blame kids for being that way because they get it from somewhere, i.e. parents. I don't care if I get in trouble because guess what? I have to deal with them every single day. But nobody asks me, when I say nobody, I mean absolutely nobody. Nobody asks me, well, what can we do? How do we make this situation better? And I'm going to tell y'all something. We need to start creating situations where we have parents actually come in and then discuss the children's behavior like we used to. Parent-teacher conferences don't exist no more.
What? Are you serious? So how do you know the progress of your child?
You hope that the teacher calls.
Hope?
Hope.
So what if the teacher is overwhelmed?
They won't call. They'll cry and quit.
Oh.
They'll retire. That's why people aren't becoming teachers anymore.
Yeah.
Because the hell with this and the hell with these kids. That's really how people feel. Because every single day, your kids may not show that behavior with you, but when they get on that bus, they are a totally different soul. And at some given point in time, when somebody tries to address you and say, I put it to you like this. I have a program that we're starting that I created along with Coach Purvis, where we're working with students where if we see that you have a multitude of infractions where people have had to write you up, we're going to work with you because you have some behavioral problems that we feel like we can help you with if we just spend a little bit more time with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just a maturation thing. But when you express this to parents and they tell you ain't nothing wrong with my kid and they get in trouble the same exact day that they told you that there's nothing wrong with your kid, then it's you. You're the problem.
And this is something I would love to have James on the show with when it comes to parents and internalizing their children's issues and then internalize their children's issues and them taking it as a personal attack instead of just listening to understand. And I feel like maybe that's why we wouldn't have a whole bunch of adults out here hooting and hollering because they have undiagnosed issues.
Well, they take it as a personal attack because they know where it came from.
Yeah.
They know it's them, and you should take it personally because it's your child.
Don't get upset. Just know that this is something that you're dealing with, so you shouldn't want your child to struggle the same way.
You get upset because you refuse to identify it yourself, and you need to go to therapy too. There's work that you need to be doing, and the child is a mirror of you. So then now you get mad at the child and the people because now you're not happy with what you see. Go get help.
Immediately.
Because the problem that we have is you expect these people to deal with your child 8 to 10, possibly maybe even 12 hours a day awake with someone that you don't want to deal with. There are celebrations when it's time for kids to go back to school from the summertime because you don't want to deal with your own child.
Right.
Crazy work. Then when you find people who want to take the time to deal with your child, then you sit there and say, ain't nothing wrong. Clearly there is.
Clearly.
I'm the wrong person. Like I am the person when things are wrong. When things are wrong, they end up with me. So then if I say, hey, let's talk about this and let's find a way that we can try to assist your student athlete with acclimating to this environment better. Don't tell me it's not, I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. Clearly there is. And today I let this young lady in my class.
You're frustrated.
Huh?
You're frustrated.
I let her talk. When I say I let her talk because I wanted to see how long she was going to go with feeling how like wronged and unjust she was. She went for an hour and 15 minutes.
Was she one of us?
No.
Oh.
But everything was wrong, and then this school, and then this, and I feel, and I feel, and I feel. When did kids have so much feelings against rules? You're allowed to have your feelings amongst the parameters that you're in. You're in school. So if the school says you can't get no damn DoorDash to the door, you can't get no damn DoorDash to the door.
Crazy.
If the school says sit down, you're not a senior, you can't go to the senior dinner. Sit down, you ain't a senior.
Why would you think you would go to the senior dinner?
You can't go to the senior dinner. If the school says take your hood off, I don't care if your ponytail is nappy. Take your hood off. Why can't we follow rules? Here's my next question, because I had one of the dudes talk on my football page or my football stuff. When I said that the dude Pickens for our team is a complete asshole because he keeps having infractions about his behavior over and over and over again. He said, oh man, he's a kid. He's 23 years old. At what point in time are you no longer a child? When do we stop giving these excuses to people because they don't have the maturation? Yeah, you an adult because by law, your 23-year ass go break the law. They don't send you to a juvenile court. They send you to the adult court, right? So your ass is grown. You don't have the building blocks. And now that's the problem. It ain't that, oh, he's a kid. No. Because in the eyes of the law, your ass is grown. Okay. You are legally an adult at 21. So at age 23, you missed all these building blocks or you need help. Because that's the thing too. Therapy is real. People needing help is a real thing. Why do we keep making excuses for people's mental disabilities?
I don't know.
Being mentally disabled is a real thing. Being on the spectrum is a real thing. Now, here's the problem. People's understanding of what is the spectrum is the issue. Thinking that everybody who's on the spectrum is severe. Everybody who is on the spectrum of autism is not severe. I have a problem with intrusive thoughts. She says it all the time on this show. I exemplify it in my rants. I'm probably doing it now. The issue with that is being on the spectrum, because there is something in me that has a hard time with registering the room and the temperature of the room. So you shouldn't say that. I have to work on that as an adult. Can I classify myself as a 43-year-old kid because I got something wrong with me that's on the spectrum? No. So when do we give these young men, especially these young men, I don't know about the young ladies, not even gonna go there with the young ladies, but when do we give these young men the stern talking to that starts, your ass is too old for this? When do we do that?
Good question.
Because I just see the behaviors continue that were probably like 4th, 5th, 6th grade into 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, college. Ain't nobody checking it. Because then if you do go to check it, then there's usually a parent saying, don't talk to my kid that way.
Oh, yeah.
So at what point in time do we check this? Then there's a parent that'll get upset once child gets a certain age and say they want their child out. They're tired of their child acting this way. Then that same child has to now deal and interact with other people. And they're like, this person's an asshole. They were an asshole when you said, don't talk to them and don't address them. Just like the young lady that I posted on my Facebook page. If you didn't see it, go look at it. Now, she may have autism, but she's in Walmart tearing shit up.
Yeah,
she's stepping on produce. She's throwing out wine bottles. She's knocking over stuff off the shelves.
But it also looked like she was looking for people to pay attention to her so she can continue this.
Every adult that I heard that was a woman said, don't touch her. There was one man that went towards her and a woman jumped up and said, you better not touch her. She is literally throwing glass bottles on the ground.
Where the hell were her parents?
Nobody said get her parents. We just going to let her wild out. Nobody's going to attempt to restrain the child and at least put her in a position where she can't hurt herself. Don't touch her. So what do you think her behavior is going to be whenever she goes out? It's going to be the same thing. Now, you may say, Ken, don't talk about people like that because she may have autism. I've worked with people on the spectrum since 2002. What has to happen is called redirecting. So if her parent was not there to redirect her, somebody has to redirect her so that the behavior can cease. Nobody said pull out a belt and start whooping ass. Redirect. But when you say don't touch her, how are we supposed to fix the damn problem? And then what does she learn about knowing that you can't do this in public?
Right.
Because the one thing that I will say about a lot of people who are on the spectrum, we treat them like they don't understand.
Oh, they understand.
They understand. It's just that sometimes the wavelengths are just a little bit off, or it may take a little bit longer, but they understand.
And they'll test the waters.
Because if everybody treats me this way, then guess what? I'm going to keep knocking shit over, because guess what? You ain't going to touch me.
Until you get that one person that says, knock that shit out. And I mean that.
Sit your ass down. Now.
But we have comments all the way up top. Says, I'll happily help. Keep going. Up. Okay, there we go. I'll happily help with any troubled youth, especially athletes. Let me know how I can help. These kids need strong villages and real reality checks. And they do.
And I'm still not done with the rant.
Honestly, in most situations I'm in working with 100+ students, that parents blame us and not the child. It's wild.
Crazy work.
Yes, because what happened to the parents who were like, they did what? Oh, I'm gonna handle them. Yeah. I'm with you, bro.
Fred, he works with me.
Oh, hey, Fred. Yeah, they're rare. Yeah, it's extremely rare. Pickens is beyond childish, and his team and family need to check his ass. His grown ass needs to get his shit together. Folks have an issue with disabilities because they care more about what people think than mental health. This
Agreed.
is true. This is very, very
Agreed.
true.
And now, like I said, so then now that's where I have an issue because
here we go again.
Huh?
Here we go again.
Oh yeah, the bass drum, he's going in. That's how I feel right now. That's my mind.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's how it's firing off.
Cause see these children, they don't understand. Do you feel me? 1, 2, 3, they don't see me.
I hate spoken word, y'all. I'm a judge if you must. I hate spoken word with a passion.
What?
I'm sorry. I just had to put that out.
The bottom line is I just get tired of us making excuses for mental disability rather than get the assistance to help those who need help with their mental disabilities. I am a person who believes in searching and getting as much help and services that you may need for a child who doesn't have the ability to learn a certain way, speak a certain way, think a certain way. Get the help that they need. Don't make excuses and say, that ain't my baby. Meanwhile, he over there acting a whole trip and can't nobody help fix him because you want to defend him in his bad behavior because you think it's a negative reflection on you.
Which it is, because you're choosing not to do anything about it.
Fix it. And that can get me, I don't care if it gets me in trouble, because the reason why I say this is because I see it every single day.
But see, this is what bothers me. And this is something that I'm dealing with even in my current position, whereas people are so afraid to say what needs to be said out of fear of retaliation or something
Getting
happening.
sued.
Something happening at work. Like, I'm speaking the truth. I'm telling you exactly what's wrong. There's a problem. I'm addressing the problem and what the need is here. But I can't say it like I want to say it because there's going to be something.
Because you offend a parent and a parent will say, I'm suing.
Exactly.
But my issue is never the child. Like, there's so many people that try to attempt to make it seem like I have a problem with children. I don't have a problem with children. I have a problem with adults. I have a problem when children then cross over into adult and then we still tag them as children. No, by law, your ass is an adult. And you should have certain building blocks that allow you to function in society on a baseline by this time of age. If you do not, then there is something that we need to do to assist you so that you can function, because especially when you're a minority, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. They'll find out how old you are after they kick your ass. Ask me how I know. I didn't get my ass kicked, but I had a player get his ass kicked. So they didn't ask him his age until after he was in cuffs. So then all of a sudden, mom want to get on TV and then be like, my baby. Well, your big ass baby been acting an ass, and we've been explaining this to you, but you don't want to hear it. There is help out here for these children. There are services out here for these children to assist them. There is. Use them. Don't get exhausted and exasperated and then make it somebody else's responsibility. And then when somebody else takes on the responsibility, get mad at them and then say, no, ain't nothing wrong. That's the other part. Okay. Well, then guess what? You don't want to handle it. I'm not going to let the child suffer. Let's take these steps. I ain't doing that.
What?
I ain't doing that. So then what we going to do? We just going to have another George Pickens out here. See what I'm saying? So then it continues.
Now, who is George Pickens and what's
number
going on?
14 for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Okay.
He has a problem. He cannot control himself. He can't do it. He just cannot do it. It's issue after issue after issue.
Like outside of the game.
You mean talking about like outside playing the game? Yeah. Even during the game. Like you can't go and point at the stands or anybody and act like you got a gun.
Yeah,
and be like that. You
no,
can't
no,
do
no,
that.
no,
Well,
no,
he
no,
did
no.
it after making a catch. You got to know you can't do that.
Yeah.
You want to fight a dude after the Cleveland Brown game. You want to fight one of the Cleveland Brown. You can't do that.
Right.
Right. But then what are the consequences for somebody who has the money that can pay the fines? So if you keep fining them, so what? I'll keep paying the fines.
Right.
But when you have an adult, and I'll blame the coach, who allows this behavior because you think it's cute,
Mm-hmm.
well then, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
At some point in time, it always goes back to the adult to say, I need to figure out how to regulate this behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always on the kids. So then now what are we going to do? Because what you're asking for is other people to deal with your child in this environment. Is it fair to the other students? No. Is it fair to the teacher? No. Is it fair to the administration? No.
So let me ask you a question. Do they still have like gifted programs and, essentially like taking some of the children who are having learning disabilities out of classrooms, or is everybody all together?
They do, but the parents have to kind of necessarily sign up for that. Parents have to sign the student up for that. That's what I mean. So if the parent doesn't want to do that, then the answer is no.
So some of these children are probably lashing out because they're not learning the same way, and because their parents aren't paying attention. It's just
the statistics will tell you. Whenever you see a student that's suffering in a class, then the behaviors usually follow.
Right.
Yes. So the answer to your question is absolutely yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you're in a school and African American students are third on the list in the populace, but they're number one in behavioral issues, you got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So then now when you go take those same numbers and look at the students who are getting in trouble and see the repeat occurrences and then what classes these are occurring in, and then go look at the grades, tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
You're having a hard time in this class, and then rather than us figuring out that you have a hard time in this class and getting you some help, it's either suspend you,
right?
Because what is the school supposed to do? Like, so now here's also where the school gets handcuffed, because if the school does, let's say you do get help and the kid knows it, and then they get an IEP. All right. So then that's their individual learning plan, right? So they get that individual learning plan and everybody sits down and decides, okay, then this student may need extra time, or in testing, this student over here may need to be testing in a different way because they, test anxiety, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's some students that know their IEP and then they take advantage of it. You get what I'm saying? So then now it's a slippery slope. You see what I'm saying? But it takes a communal effort, and it takes a lot of people sitting at the table and being honest with one another. But the one thing that a school district will provide or will try to prevent is being sued. So nobody wants that.
Right.
If you put them in a position where they may get sued, your ass is gone. So if you sit in there and tell people the truth, and those parents say, I don't agree with that, and matter of fact, I'm going to take this up to your ass may be in trouble.
Interesting.
And that's why you don't see people wanting to get into education anymore, because this is day in, day out. It is non-stop. And then you're expected to keep showing up as if nothing is wrong.
Crazy. Absolutely not. No. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
It's true. You cannot, and then you can't flinch, because if you flinch, it becomes contagious amongst the class, and then you see teachers who end up losing their classroom. Can't flinch. You got to be a soldier. And it sucks. Bottom line, it sucks. I promise you, it sucks. It sucks. We got more comments. I'm sorry.
Yes. I don't know where you left off.
Right here. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Oh. Yeah, break the cycle. It's called least restrictive environment.
Yes, that's where the EC. So Fred is in. That's his department.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's where the kids who are having issues are going.
Yes.
Okay.
Parents have to be on board. Parents aren't on board, it doesn't happen. Yeah. Parents have to be on board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Every day the system is broken. Yes.
Okay.
And it's the reason why it's such a rant for me is because here's what happens. You get to a point where, as a human, your cup has runneth over. But okay, so you say, oh, go to therapy, you start checking the boxes of self-care, right? But then you keep putting yourself back into that environment. Is that truly self-care? So you check the boxes for self. Hey man, let me start eating right. Let me start exercising. Let me make sure I go to sleep. Let me make sure I go to therapy. Let me make sure I talk to the right people. So you check all those boxes, and then you take all that stuff and go right back into the fire. And nothing about the institution, not just the specific school, but the institution in itself. And we're talking about school, no matter what county. So don't think I'm just talking about where I'm at. I'm talking about no matter what county. Nobody's saying, what do we do for these teachers? Because we're not even paying them what we should.
Right.
But keep taking it day after day after day. And you better not say nothing crazy, because your ass is next.
Right.
That is the wildest situation.
Yeah,
that is insane. If you explain this out and you don't say that it's school and it's kids, and you say it's a relationship, they're going to tell your ass you insane. You keep putting yourself in this abusive relationship for what? Because that's what it is. It's an abusive relationship. And who cares? Who honestly cares? And until you sit down and say, okay, well, we got to look at this from a humane place. All right, so how often do these teachers get breaks to just be able to breathe?
Right, yeah.
How often these teachers get a summer off, but we're not paying them enough to where they don't have to work another job.
Right.
So now most teachers end up having to work over the summer. So what is supposed to be a break to recover, your ass is working.
Yeah, which is typically, aren't they working summer school? Still dealing with kids?
And if you don't work summer school, then you go get a second job, like somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So then a lot of teachers are having to do dual jobs, work 2 jobs. And then now that's even more stressful because the money ain't right. But then I still got to keep dealing with these kids. So what you going to do? You either going to take the stress off me by assisting me in this system with these kids, or pay me more money.
Right.
Because more money helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because now I
definitely
can pay
helps your
for,
tolerance level.
Now I can pay for a vacation and I get up out of here. You see what I'm saying? But then when the money ain't right and ain't hitting, and I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, and then I got to come in and deal with this. That's why you see teachers in classrooms crying. Like I told you, I've eyewitnessed that myself this year. Teachers that are just in tears. What do you do?
Right. That sucks. I hate that.
Don't nobody want no potluck.
Or a goddamn pizza party. Keep that shit and stop playing with me.
It's a deeper issue. It's a deep issue that we're talking about. And that's my rant, because I, as a person who is choosing to go to therapy and things like that, everything that I'm doing is against the therapy.
Right, yeah.
Set boundaries. How am I setting? I can't set a boundary with the job because nobody's there to assist me.
Exactly.
So there is no boundary.
Exactly. Where are you going?
On TV.
Oh. It's like, where is he going?
Yeah, so there,
Hey, Auntie B, how you doing? How you doing? She's here, y'all.
Yeah, so there is no boundary. So then you end up putting yourself right back into the same place.
Right.
You can't set a boundary. And then when you try to do things and say, well, hey, this might make my job easier, then now you got to worry about not only them thinking that you're not trying to do your job, it's, well, what about the rules and the parameters? Now here comes all the dang red tape.
Right.
So then it's not really about you. It's not about how you can get through this day or how you can assist, how you can nope. Red tape, red tape, red tape. You can't do. Now go at it and have fun.
Right.
That's why you don't see nobody getting an education no more.
Yeah. Like you said, why do I want to be a teacher? Why do I want to put up with this? Especially when I don't have any sort of advocacy for someone to back me up, you know? So what's the point? And if there's nothing in place to make sure that these kids follow some sort of structure or some sort of rules or whatever, then why would I want to be bothered?
Why? And then let me hit you with this one. Let me give you an example about the pay structure. A huge part, this is me being transparent. I tend to do this on this show a lot. A huge part of my divorce was me wanting to move to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to move to North Carolina. I wanted my wife to move to North Carolina. And she kept saying, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. But she wasn't specifically explaining why she could not do that until we got into an argument about it. And she said, I can't move to North Carolina because I would be taking a $45,000 pay cut.
Shit. No, ain't no way.
So in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as a teacher, she was getting paid close to $80,000 at where she was at then. You cap out in North Carolina at somewhere about 55, 60.
Get the hell out of here. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
You cap out at 55, 60.
Ain't no way. No.
And so then you have to do other things to add on to get your salary up. So then that's why you coach, because then that's another stipend, or you become a board, director, board, something for the board, something. You got to do something else so that it stacks, because salary alone, you cap. And so then now when she told me that, I didn't believe it. I'm like, ain't no way, until I came down here and I looked at the pay scale for teachers, and I'm like, ooh, her seniority would have been done. And then where she was at as far as her education did not play a part, because she had her master's degree. She would have made roughly about $45,000
with a master's.
With the time that she had in, about $45,000.
Absolutely not.
45 to maybe 50.
No.
And she was already in the 80s.
No.
So when I sat back and looked, I'm like, I can't argue that. You see what I'm saying? Now imagine knowing that your counterparts in other places are making this type of money. Why am I a teacher in North Carolina? And then she also has a union behind her in Pittsburgh. Ain't no union down here. So you're an at-risk employee. One of these kids can say you said anything. Now it's your word versus theirs, and your ass is gone.
Yeah, I was going to say, typically it's going to be theirs.
But show up every day, prompt and ready to go. I'm trying to tell you, man, somebody has to step up and say, all right, now hold the hell on. We're either going to pay these people more money, or we're going to give these people more breaks. Because dealing with these kids at the level that we're dealing with these kids, and once again, I'm like the show From, where they say knowledge comes with consequence. I see all the numbers. So all the write-ups, all that, I see all that. And it's a lot. And it's better than what it was last year, but it's still like, damn, this many kids are getting in trouble. This many kids are getting write-ups day to day to day to day. Nah, man. Now I see why certain teachers be like, I'll take a pay cut and just deal with private schools.
Yeah.
Because those private schools, uh-oh.
Huh? We won
the award.
Hold on, y'all. We'll be right back.
Hold on.
Do we come out? Do we come out?
We're live on the show right now.
Oh,
okay.
You go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kim.
Oh, okay. Hold on, y'all. We'll be right back.
Sorry. You want to take this thing and go live? Huh? You want to take the phone and go live? I'm sorry. Yeah, right. That was the key to getting. Yeah, let's keep this on everything. Hold on, wait. Take mine. I know that's the key to getting. Okay, cool. I get the water. We're still live.
Eminem dance. We're live.
She'll get spooky.
Don't worry.
Okay. She'll get spooky.
All right, hold on, y'all. We're coming back.
Live, y'all. Live. That wasn't coming. Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
We got a little trophy, y'all.
Oh, no. Did they leave?
Huh? Who?
Did everybody leave?
No, we still got people in here.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, we just won the community award.
Community.
Community
Creator
of the Year award.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We just literally live. We just won it.
A little baby boy.
That's
Oh,
so what I was saying about support earlier.
And it would be Rob to be like, y'all was talking shit. Rob, kiss my ass.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So what we were saying about support earlier, hey,
Right.
we love y'all and we appreciate everybody who supports us.
Yes.
We won an award.
Yeah. So thank you guys for voting. Yay.
Oh yeah, and everybody who voted. I'm like, and it's a popularity
Yay. Hey,
contest.
Now we're like,
it don't matter.
Now, I guess now we're popular.
Yes.
yeah.
You know what? Here's the other thing. Y'all can tell us these things. We accept constructive criticism because this is for the public. So if something ain't right, or if y'all want to see something, let us know. Or if we're doing good, let us know. Because sometimes it's just like, is anybody watching?
Paying attention to us?
They're watching.
Anyone?
Clearly.
They're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an award.
Look at that.
We gotta get a
Very cool.
shelf to put it on. Eminem dance.
Do the dance. Do the dance.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna leave off.
Wait, what did she say? Wait, y'all should have went out there and been like, we won, but y'all hired a band. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, on TV.
Hello,
There we go.
Bubba.
All right. So I guess we need to put this train back
I
on.
know.
Yeah,
We
back on
should,
the
I
tracks.
know. I told y'all to take the thing out there and film it.
Should have did that, but
Yeah.
my phone wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
We weren't expecting to win.
No, we really weren't.
So yeah.
Because we
Aw.
don't. Here's the thing: we're here, but rarely there's only a couple people that even say anything to us. So we don't know if people are watching or paying attention because we got what Rob that says something to us all the
Yeah.
time,
Sally.
and then Courtney.
Well, they obviously they are watching and paying attention.
And we appreciate it. And clearly he was watching because he called us out.
Hey, y'all, shut the hell up, bro.
Hey,
I know.
Rob,
Who is that?
Rob.
Somebody yelled.
Shut up. Were you drinking too much?
Well, they are out there drinking.
You can smell it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot out there.
Okay.
But yeah.
So hey, Auntie V, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Yay.
Because I just, I don't
at
even know what
y'all.
we was talking about.
We were talking about them kids
Y'all
Oh, yeah.
talking about children.
Mm-hmm.
and how it takes a lot out of those working with these kids
Mhm.
And
in the state of North Carolina. They don't pay them enough.
let me ask you this, Auntie V, because you're a vet in the game. You've raised your children and you've been through the whole school thing, and when it comes to holding them accountable, or even when it comes to the teacher saying like, hey, we're noticing some things. How did you handle that?
You mean when the teachers called us about the? Well, first of all, I have to make a commitment. I have to say, Kenneth, took the lead on that because of work, because of my work, and because I worked out of town predominantly. But I've had to deal with the young people not doing things, and honestly, see, because I knew their teachers. We knew their teachers, so it was a conversation. They'd call us up and say, Miss Spencer, X didn't turn his homework, and I'm like, and so it was like, okay, what's going on? And they would tell us, and then Kenneth would light in that ass. So
There we
Mr. So and so called me because they had a lot of male teachers, which was great. Like Mr. So and so called me, said you didn't turn in your where is it? And it was sit your ass down, get the stuff done, because Mr. So-and-so ain't gonna call me again about some shit you doing at school. So cut it out, turn it in, and then, we followed up. Because usually, kids like, oh, okay, you know what, man, I'm going to school. Because Mr. So-and-so, because he's gonna tell him. He's gonna pull him over and he's gonna say, hey, Mr. Spencer, this is what happened. Or they'll catch you, they'll catch us like in the hallway or something. And they would be like, hey, they doing this, not really. Is that what's going on here? Because now I used to be on the PTA, and I used to do the whole what they call it? When you bring snacks.
Oh yeah.
To the room, and then we celebrated teachers every month. We did a teacher appreciation thing, and so you heard it then. So if they didn't call you, because their principal, like I said, she called because she was like, Mr. So and so or Miss So and so called you about what's going on, and you're like, yeah, So it was because it was a smaller school. Then you did have that. But make no bones about it, you were not disrupting anybody because your parents had to be involved. You had to sign that little letter,
right,
saying that you were going to be involved in your child's education. Period. You were going to participate in your child's education, which meant that they had, your cell phone number. All of them. So it didn't matter. You were gonna get a call, because Trey was class clown. So, you get that.
Well, and this goes for both of you, because number one, are you even seeing this anymore where the parent is like, I'm following up because I want to make sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
But it's not the majority.
Okay.
So when you find parents like that, you're like, oh, thank you. Thank you. But it's not the majority. And especially when a child is wrong, you see a lot more parents get defensive. And what are you doing? That is the new norm of what are you doing?
Well, that's just it. Is that, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, because like I said, my child's grown, so I don't have to interact like that anymore. But, I'm going. You got to listen. You got to listen to because the teacher is not, in my opinion, most teachers are not like, I'm out to get your kid,
right?
Like your kid,
right?
Why your child? It's not something took place. An event took place, because I just don't believe that on a whole a teacher is going to go, oh yeah, out of like the 11 kids I got to take care of, I want to pick on yours. Today, I want to pick on your child. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that occurs a lot. I believe that is not the norm. So I believe that if a teacher calls you or, seeks you out because of whatever is going on with your child, I believe that that's their concern for your child. And I believe that you have to listen to that, because there comes a certain point in time when you have to be responsible for your child. It's not the teacher's responsibility to raise your child, because if they're raising your children, they can't teach your children.
Right.
And that's what's happening now. It's more raising than it is teaching.
Yes.
And it's frustrating because, like,
talk more into your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's frustrating because the goal is to, at Inlow, we called it the trifecta. That was home, school, community. All three of those play a huge part in the success of the child.
Of a child.
And so if you don't have that trifecta down, if one of those links are not on the same page, then once that child finds that gap to slip in, that's where they're going to slip. And you can't have one try to dominate. It's just like it's a perfect triangle. You can't have one try to dominate. It's not going to work.
It's a tripod of awesomeness.
It is. It is.
Shout out to Tony.
Yes, Tony. It's a tripod of awesomeness.
You can't do it without the others.
You can't.
Right.
And the one thing that one of my friends says is you can't outwork a bad administration. So as hard as you may try to work as a
That's
student,
not just in public education.
Thank you.
if you don't have the right administration, it ain't gonna work.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
So
Yeah.
it's literally all pieces have to be on the same accord, and
Absolutely.
it's tough to find that groove because
Mhm.
usually one spot has to put another one in set.
Mhm.
Like, for example,
Yeah,
a parent
in set.
saying, "Don't let my kid slide.
Mhm.
If you mess up, call me," just like you
Yes.
were saying.
Yeah.
Because then there are
That's
teachers that'll
important.
like, it ain't that big of a deal. No, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal to us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
make sure it's that way. Then you
Yeah.
have some administrators who are on parents like, no, we're sending this out. We have contact, we have emails, we have phone numbers.
Mhm.
It's on you. So you do have like a balancing scale to
Yeah,
it. Starts to
balance.
tweak itself out somewhere
balance.
around like
Mhm.
sophomore, junior,
That's
senior year.
exactly.
That's when
I'd say sophomore year.
Sophomore year, it
Uh-huh.
starts to, because once again, I'm a data-driven person. If you look at the
Mhm.
numbers that I see, the incidents that we have, of course, are coming heavy from ninth graders.
Mhm.
It starts to tail off. So by the time you're looking at seniors make up less than 10% of the write-ups.
Mhm.
So then the issue are the ninth graders, right?
Mhm.
But then now what are the tools that you see to help them transition from point A to point B?
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah.
where the gap is at, because there's a lot of babying now in middle school, and then high school is like, let's go.
Right.
And so then
Mhm.
now there's where where I
Mhm.
told you the kids will slip through certain gaps.
Mhm.
That's where they slip. So then now if you're in a school that's a high academic school, that's like, look, you either get it or you don't.
Yeah.
These kids fall off.
It's
So then
almost-
now
yeah.
you learn, oh, you can't read. And it's not being
know.
funny. It's you didn't get this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't do math.
Mhm.
Well, then now how am I going to expect you to do algebra 2 and you haven't perfected algebra 1?
Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
So then now that's where the school has to kick in. Okay,
Mhm.
now we've identified the problem. And then here's where the parent comes in. Okay, we've identified the problem. This is the issue that we have. This is how we fix it. Now, if there's resistance there, now we got an issue.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And
yeah.
that happens because, well, what you mean? They just need to no, I'm
No.
I'm
No,
telling
That's
you.
not what you're saying.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm telling you by the test scores and by the fact that they're skipping my class,
Mhm.
something's wrong.
Mhm.
Yes. And you can't fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. And you cannot be expected to do so.
Exactly.
That is truly when you need. I mean, well, you should have been parenting all along, but that's when parents have to step up.
Right.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
like I said, in my opinion, you have to be accountable.
You have to.
Mhm.
Somebody has
Uh-oh.
to be
What
accountable.
Uh-oh.
What does that say?
Instagram has disconnected the screen
Things have
after 1
happened.
hour. Oh, they brought that back?
Did it win now?
man.
Where Instagram after an hour they disconnect, but they would usually let you do the whole show. I guess they stopped it.
Auntie
Auntie
B
B.
talking nice for these cameras.
Ah,
I know she is
right.
playing.
Well, like she said,
You know
you
that,
were at
boo-boo.
work, so
So well,
you,
yeah. I mean, because again, you're lifing.
Mhm.
You're doing things, but make no bones about it. That was a mom and dad. That was a
I
collaborative.
know that's
You
right.
know,
Mhm.
don't make me come home.
Exactly.
Because Kenneth was like, dude, if they call you mama,
Mm.
I got to whoop your ass.
Mhm.
Because they done called your mama,
Yeah.
and your mama done called
Yeah,
me.
because
Right.
now you done put
Right.
now
Yeah.
I'm involved because your
Yeah,
mom's involved.
right.
Because I worked an hour away.
Mm.
So if they're like, I'm so sorry, one teacher in particular was so sweet. She'd be like, I'm so sorry to bother you, Miss
Mhm.
Spencer. I can't get Mr. Spencer, and this is what. Really? Okay, not a problem, sweetie. We'll take care of that.
When parents
You know.
hit you with the really,
Uh-huh.
you know that they fucked up.
Uh-huh. I'm like, no problem. Because they're always so sweet. I'm so sorry,
Mhm.
but I just, not a problem, Miss
Mhm.
so and so.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll get right back with you.
Mhm.
And then it's like, between cases, Kenneth,
Mhm.
which one did what, where?
Right.
I'm sorry I didn't pick up. I was
Mhm.
in a meeting or whatever. I'm on it. And that's, and then it was like, and don't make him have to leave from work.
Mhm.
Oh, you gonna get a beat down in front of your friends.
Mhm.
Because Kenneth was a pretty big fella. So, he walking in and, the boys are just like, oh,
But you knew what you did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you,
Mhm.
son. Come on. Yeah. No,
you
no.
knew what
Go
you
ahead and
did.
finish your class.
Mhm.
And they'd be like, no.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
I'm right here in the truck.
Because I done left work now.
Yeah.
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 We might as well go
You know,
ahead and
yeah,
get
because he in the car. I'm at the school.
Mhm.
Don't worry about it. I got it. You know,
Mhm.
I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
I got this. So I mean, so that's kind of, where that's how it works. So
Mhm.
it was, it was we in this.
And I think that's where, like you said, you're not seeing that. Like there are parents who do that.
Yes.
There 100% are
Absolutely.
parents who do,
Yes.
but there's not enough of that.
No. And like I said, what we have to do is target where the problem is at, right? And the problem is that 8th, 9th grade year.
Mhm.
Okay. So here's my thing.
Mhm.
I don't know because I'm not an educator in that format. But I would like to know. Okay, we say the problem starts at 8th, 9th grade.
Mhm.
But didn't it start sooner than that?
Way earlier.
Shouldn't we have addressed it earlier?
So you see
Because-
the bigger behavior problems at 8th and 9th grade because the smaller ones haven't been addressed.
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
leading
because
up.
I mean,
so now they're acting out.
yeah, I was
Mhm.
going to say,
Yeah.
I just wonder because, like I said, I don't know the numbers,
Mhm.
but I just wonder of these young people
Mhm.
that in the 8th and 9th grade,
Mhm.
these big problems are showing up.
Mhm.
So I just wonder if there's anything earlier in
Yes.
elementary
Mhm.
I would say
and,
by 3rd or 4th
assessment
grade.
of some kind that was like, okay, I can see that perhaps we need to develop reading skills.
Mhm.
Let's try to work on math skills. I mean, are there programs that identify these young people early?
In certain schools, there are, especially your magnet program schools,
Okay.
they pick up on it quickly.
But that's not in every school.
But that's
right?
not in
I mean,
every
I don't
school.
know.
And
Okay.
then the problem that you have, it's not called No Child Left Behind. They changed the name of it.
Mhm.
But that really makes the water really murky because
Well, yeah.
technically no kid can be left.
Okay. So, yeah.
And so then now
Because in my day, you flunked.
yeah, that's it.
I mean,
Right.
and it was
Right.
And so it's
and they let
kinda-
you know early.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then now
Exactly.
you get once a lot of students get the IEPs. Let's say a student has been diagnosed with like a learning disability or something like
Okay.
that. Once they get tested for that, then
Mhm.
now that IEP moves with them wherever they
Wherever
go.
they go.
Right.
So they can't shake it. I mean,
Right. That was going to be my next question.
Parents
Yeah.
can have them retested. And
Okay.
then now
Okay.
if you get retested, then you can start to slowly knock some things off of the IEP. But most of the time it stays with them until they graduate.
isn't that? I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know about the educational system now.
Mhm.
But isn't that kind of a stigma?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Because there are students who truly need
You
the
interviewing. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just
there
wondering.
are no because there are students who
wondering,
truly need
'cause-
that, right?
Mhm.
And then there are students who just may learn a little different or maybe a little slower.
Mhm.
And, I
And it's
understand
not that you have like a mental disability where you need the
Yes.
individual learning plan.
Mhm.
It's just the teacher may pick up that you might need just a little tutoring or you might need a
Okay.
little
Mhm.
extra time, but it's not a whole assessment. There's something wrong.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So there is not. I'm asking. Is there not a referral system? Let's
Yes.
say in 4th grade,
Mhm.
we've identified that that your child
Mhm.
may need a little help in reading. Let's
Mhm.
say in English. If you, as a 4th grade teacher,
Mhm.
have identified that, okay, then maybe we need to kind of assess this young person for for English or for composition, whatever. I don't even know if they teach that anymore, but anyway,
Right.
for those things.
Mhm.
Can that person, because when I was growing up, you kind of did it to the social worker, guidance counselor that was
Yeah.
in your school,
Yeah.
and then they had resources.
So then that's what still happens. It's
Okay.
just now it's streamlined into taking that test to find out if you have some type of mental disability.
Okay,
Which
why is
it
it
wasn't
a test? Because
before.
aren't tests standardized?
Yeah. So
I mean, are they still standardized?
yeah.
Okay, so if they're still I'm
No,
work with me
you're-
here.
You're going,
I'm just saying.
you're going right down the right path.
I'm just saying, 'cause
Yeah.
it's been a long time. But if they're standardized,
Mhm.
and if you've already identified that the child has a disability, let's say reading, then how do you expect for that child to accurately be analyzed or or guided when you've just said they can't
They can't read.
they can't read?
How am I
So
gonna
how are
take
they going
the
to read a
test?
standardized test?
Yeah.
That's my question.
And there lies the problem.
Okay.
But isn't that one of the reasons why they're slowly getting rid of the SATs and the ACTs, because it's not a fair, accurate depiction of a person's learning abilities?
So SAT and ACT is gone for like athletics.
What?
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's going for athletics?
So it's not required anymore. So like when I went to school,
for athletes.
When I went to school, SAT and ACT was mandated, and you had to get a minimum score of like an 820 or something.
Yeah,
that's all off the table now.
Oh, that's discrimination.
So now
against the rest of us.
It doesn't. But like I tell the student athletes, it doesn't mean you don't have to take it to still get into the school.
And are they saying to student athletes or what?
So what they're doing?
What are they saying about student athletes?
All right, here's what they're saying.
Because I would like to know. Because if I were a parent of a student athlete, and you're telling me that my child is exempt from these things because they play a sport.
Correct.
My question to you is, what are you trying to say about my child? What are you trying to say, Coach?
So here's what I need as a collegiate institution. I need your son to play so we can make this money. And so if the standardized testing is the issue,
let's get rid of it.
We're going to remove it, because here's what they did at first. So they said, all right, here's the standard, meet the standard or you don't get in. And everybody complained about that. So then they said, here's what we'll do. We'll stagger it. Now, I think they should have left it at this. They said the higher your GPA, the lower the SAT and ACT scores you need, because some people don't test well.
Yes, you don't test well.
I thought that was perfect.
Yeah.
So if your if your GPA score was 3.0 or above, you needed like an 800 or something on that.
Oh my God, that is basic.
Yes. It was a sliding scale.
Is the SAT still 1600? I don't know.
No, it's
24 now.
because there's a writing component.
Oh, okay. Because back in my day,
Yeah.
But then they didn't, for the athletes, they didn't even consider the writing component. It was just the math and then the English comprehension. But the actual writing component where you have to read and write, they didn't consider that for the athletes. So it was not necessary. So that sliding scale that you had there, better your grades, lower.
Now, see, I'm okay with that.
I thought so too.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So then if your GPA was, to me, it incentivized the students to get their work done in class.
To work harder.
Because if your GPA was lower, then you needed a higher score on your SAT.
Right.
So what the NCAA was saying was, it's either one or the other. Either you test well,
or
you
do
work
well
in class.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
That makes sense.
And
Well,
to me,
now
honestly, that should have been across the board for anyone.
They took it all off the table now. So now, don't even worry about it.
But only for athletes.
Well, it depends on the institution.
Okay.
So, for example, NC State, you still have to take the ACT or the SAT to get into the school.
Okay.
But you do not need it to be an athlete at any program. So, for any sport, if you want to play, you don't have to worry about that aspect anymore.
I feel like that should be across the board.
How do you qualify then for these institutions?
GPA.
And then how well you play, right?
GPA and how well you play. Say it.
My question is that I'm just throwing it out there. So if the minimum GPA, let's say, is a 2.5 to get in, so you're assuming that in these 4 years that this child has accumulated enough academic skill set, let's say, to get a minimum of a 2.5.
Correct.
Which I don't know now is what is that a C?
It's a C.
Okay. Average.
Yeah, that's a C average.
Average.
Yeah.
Okay. You're making that assumption.
Yes.
So now, if you have not allowed them to do any other testing, like I said, I'm not cool with standardized testing either.
Right.
But just that. Let's say you're recruited by, I don't know, an Ivy League school. Okay.
Rules are different.
Oh, now hold up. Now why are the rules different now?
So now my student that went to an Ivy League school, and he's an athlete. So Ivy League schools for athletes is tiered. Okay.
Oh.
So based upon your GPA, they only allow X amount of students in with that GPA and SAT score. So if you are not competitive with your GPA or SAT, there's 3 tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. The higher your ACT, the higher your SAT, then you're in tier 1, where they let in more students. Then if you're in tier 2, that's where you're competitive. You're a little bit above average in their world of average, because their average starts at 3.9.
Crazy.
Okay.
So you're a little bit above average. But then now, if you're talking about tier 3, you're like a 3.6 ish. But then your ACT, SATs are off the charts. But they don't let that many students in sports. So in Ivy League, SATs and ACTs and GPAs are the only thing, because they do not give athletic scholarships in Ivy League schools. You only get your money based upon your academic standings and your SAT and ACT.
And that's a whole other series of conversations.
Correct.
Because that's a whole bunch of shiggity going on there.
So the student that I sent to
because
Yale,
that's selective.
He made tier 2.
Okay.
And that's because he had a 4.2 GPA and he was a 28 or 29 on his ACT.
Because that young man is going to college not to play, but to get an education. So that's a difference.
Yes, because he also, even though right now he has the opportunity to go to the NFL, he is negating going to the NFL because he has a job that Wall Street, some type of marketing, something.
Very good for him. Very good.
He is
for him.
Come on, longevity. He is foregoing.
Because you look at because that's what they think about. Because I remember, back in my day, what was it? David Robinson. He went to an Ivy League school, and he foregoed, paying professional to go to the Navy and all that kind of stuff. But he was an intelligent man who could see the long-term issue and stayed in the NBA for a long time. So I look at I think
Ivy
about
League
him.
is different.
I think about okay. They play by a whole new set of rules.
Totally different set of rules. And they tell you straight up, like, we don't give scholarships unless you make it academically. And even if you're an athlete that gets in because of your athletic standards, you're still above the average high school student.
So
their lowest is like great for like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had to have a 4.2 to only be in tier 2.
Okay.
So tier 1 is when some students, they're off the grid. They're so smart that it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. Because they understand that a small percentage of people go pro.
Yeah.
So they get that.
And then they preached to him when he went there that like this is not what you get the Yale letters for. Like,
you go to Yale to make connections.
You go to Yale for something totally different.
Yes.
Like his whole life is different.
It's not odds are it's not going to be professional. Whatever.
His whole life is different. It's funny.
It's a different pathway.
And this is where when we speak about academics, this is where these young men sell themselves short. So like, for example, today, since we're speaking about it, it's National Signing Day for a lot of student athletes. And this is where they pick their colleges of where they want to go, or the colleges that have picked them, and then they decide where they want to go. Many of them have not based this decision solely upon their academics, so then they end up being in the transfer portal and wanting to transfer schools.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so they rush into these decisions because now they only have today and tomorrow, and then on the 9th, the transfer portal, where all the college students who are already student athletes, it opens up. So basically, all those students can get re-recruited.
I was going to say.
High school students are now fighting against those guys,
students,
which is a little unfair because those guys are already groomed for this. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing now that can beat those transfer guys are your academics.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're a 2.5 GPA, which is average,
Mhm.
well, there's average guys everywhere. I
Everywhere.
can
You
find
get them a
that.
dime a dozen. Yeah.
So I need the elite guys so that I can put them into my program if I'm going to waste money and time on a
Right.
high school guy.
Well, I know this is a whole conversation because when I'm listening to you and I think to myself, well, what about, is anyone having open and honest conversations with these young men for them to understand that, I don't know, it's a very small percentage that are going to go pro, and that though we all have big dreams and we all think we're going to do it,
Yes.
can't everyone be a LeBron?
No.
And,
So the question is, are people having these conversations?
Yes.
No.
okay, well,
And
that's an injustice to those children.
So that's why we created First and Goal 365.
Oh, okay.
Plug it.
Because
Okay.
I am one of a few coaches that I do know that preach
Mm-hmm.
to these young men that football comes to an end for everyone.
It certainly does.
There is less than a 1% chance of actually making it to the NFL.
Okay.
There is less than a 3% of moving on to play college ball.
Okay.
So there's over 1 million football players that play in high school every Friday night. Only 3 to 6% of those guys move on to play college football.
3 to
So-
6%.
3 to 6%.
So
That's
we
it.
doing all this for 3 to 6%.
3 to 6%. So that's why, like I tell people all the time, I worry
don't
about
make no
the
sense.
94 to 97%, because many of those student athletes then don't know how to pivot and redirect themselves, and they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then they haven't been prepped for their academics to get them into school because they've been allowed to give you the bare minimum to play the game in high school.
Yes.
For example,
Now,
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I got in trouble because I went
This
to
is
the
the true
board
crime.
meeting. I went to the board meeting when they lowered the GPA to a 1.5
oh, please.
to be able to play athletics.
What do you have? Did you sign your name for that?
1.5. Now,
What
here
is
we
that?
are.
Is that an F? What is that? I don't even know if that's on a scale.
Yeah, I was
It's a
gonna
D.
say that's a D.
A D.
Because then when you go into point whatever, that's an F.
No.
You're failing.
They
That's an
get
F.
a D
Mhm.
average is what they said. Now, here's the problem with that. There have been student athletes that played with that D, and here's what we do. Here's what we do, and maybe this is another side rant that I'll go on later on. Here's what we do as Black parents and fans. We accept the 1.5 and say, but it's getting kids off the streets.
No.
It's not.
No. I don't agree with that, and I'm a Black parent.
It's not.
I
It's
do not agree with that.
The murder rates don't change because the
No.
GPA changed. So it's
No.
not like you're like, you know what? Less kids is getting shot because
Mhm.
now they're playing football and basketball
No.
and baseball. It's not happening.
No, I don't think those correlate.
So what you're doing is you're allowing these institutions to use these student athletes for 4 years, and then they don't get anything out of it in return. They're not even marketable for college unless they want to be. And that's not fair because as adolescents, all they want to do, and I say it all the time, is just play. You have to set the standard to say you can only play if you meet this.
Yes.
I told this, I literally had to lie and use Cherie, the honest mom's address to be able to speak to the student, to the Pittsburgh Board of Education in hopes that they would not do this. I even made a shirt that said you can't survive with a 1.5 because you can't go to school with that. You can't go to college with that. So you may play football in high school, but when you graduate, what can
What are you
you
gonna
do with a
Mhm.
1.5 GPA? This was probably in 2014 or 15. Here we are in 2024, and now they're like, maybe we made a mistake. Let's change it back.
Well, you know, it's difficult to go back. Very difficult to go back.
I'm sorry, we have
Right, I think right there. Yeah. Then how is it fair to the other students have everyone test or no one requires a test?
Thank thee.
In the NIL transfer portal era, these dudes don't even go to class. None of what is happening now in college sports is about college.
Yeah, no, they don't have to because they're getting paid millions in college. Just to be there.
If you attempt to have those conversations, you get branded a hater. Ask Ken how he knows.
Yeah, because I'm always called a hater.
And that's a low percentage.
It's a very so that's the scary part that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
And there's only so then each year people make it seem like there's a big market for college athletes. There's really not, because you only have X amount of seniors who are walking out the door. So I don't know the specific numbers. We'll just say like NC State. So if NC State's team only has 10 seniors leaving, that only gives you 10 spots on that team to give scholarships for.
Yeah.
Well, some kids, they have already there for red shirts, so they're going to get some. So they may bring in 5 or 6 kids, or let's say they bring in 10 or 20. They know that out of those 10 or 20, somebody's getting cut. Somebody's going home. So then for those who don't know, I sent the young man to Duke. I sent him to Duke and told him he needed to go to Duke for that reason. I sat down with the head coach and asked him, how do you handle your scholarships for players that don't make it? And he said, well, the way I do it is I set aside each year X amount of scholarships so that, roughly about 4 to 5 guys I know quit. But I don't want them to not be able to finish getting their education at Duke. Yeah. So they keep their scholarship.
Oh, okay.
The moment he said that, I looked at him and said, you're going to Duke. Because I knew what type of kid he was. He wasn't a die-hard football kid.
Yeah.
So you want to play, you like to play, but on the next level, you got to be about this lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it's business. No one is having these type of business conversations with these kids. They think it's fun.
Well, it's all fun until you don't make it.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games.
Yeah.
But then do you think that the parents are feeding into this delusion because they're not?
They date the parents.
They want to. I think they you live vicariously through, these children. My personal opinion. Because I think that, I think it is a thing. I don't know, but like Trey play, was it AAU basketball? The travel stuff where you do all the traveling, and you as a parent you have to go because those parents are for real. This is a fun weekend for us, but they for real.
They die hard. Take it.
They are they are like
this is life.
Yeah. And I think to myself, seriously, because I see your child play. This is not it. So your child needs to look for some other,
avenues. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the hardest conversation to have. And I've been called everything but my name when you start trying to have those type of conversations, because the parents themselves see their child based upon what their expectations are and not with the reality of what we're looking at. This is your child when it's time to compete with other children.
Yes.
There is a hierarchy and a ranking system.
Yes.
And you have to be realistic of where your child ranks on the system.
Because let me ask a question again, because then we're going to have to get to my products. Because y'all apparently y'all need some stuff.
Yes.
But this is my question. Okay. So what do these parents do and say when, because, and no, okay, I have a 2-part question. These young people, these elite athletes, okay, truly elite athletes, do these young men and women not get invited to some upper echelon?
Yes.
I don't know, camps or whatever. So that by that process alone, you probably weed it out.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Because that makes sense to me. I don't know if
it would make sense for them to tap in and say, my kid's not that good.
Thank you. So just by sheer, and is this not by invitation?
Yes.
Okay. Because now we're getting somewhere. So if your child has, like I said, I don't know. This is not my world. I'm just observing. Does it not seem as though, because these children get recruited early,
very early,
like 10, 11, 12.
Now is 10th grade.
Okay, let's go with 10. If your child is not being actively recruited to these upper echelon camps, or not being invited, what are you doing?
Blaming the coach.
You're telling
you're telling
the coach that he's wrong.
But the coach is not wrong, because the coach is not determining am I right? Are you not invited.
Mhm.
Is this not a whole industry where what do they call them? Scouts. I don't know who the heck they are, but people, do they not scope out
Yes.
high schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because so if we've established that they're scoping out
Mhm.
that this starts at 10th grade, let's say,
Mhm.
starts at 10th grade,
Yes.
that this is by invitation only,
Yes.
that these young men and women
Mhm.
are elite athletes
Mhm.
showing skills
Mhm.
and excelling at the 10th grade.
Yes.
I'm unclear as to what, because those children,
Yes.
you said 3 to 6%.
Yes.
So of these incredibly gifted young people,
Mhm.
only 3 to 6% of them
Mhm. Yeah.
are going to make it to a profession, to a pro league.
So from that 3%, 3 to 6, only 1.5 of them percent make it to the professionals.
Okay. So what are we talking? Are we just not institutionalizing a whole group of young people into, I know the word servitude is a harsh word, but isn't that what you're doing to them?
It is.
With no promise
Yes.
of anything from return out of this for
Correct.
them.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So
I think I've pretty much solved this issue.
yeah. So the issue that you have when you start to teach this, and this is one of those ask me how I knows. I used to teach my student athletes that you have to get yours out of this because the schools are going to get theirs.
I don't understand. I don't understand. And the way for them to get theirs out of this is apparently through scholarships.
Through scholarships.
Okay. Because you have first got to make it there.
Yes.
And in order for you to do that is through your academic.
Through your academics.
Okay. So what are we talking about here?
So what happens is they sell you the dream through social media. A lot of parents watch social media and they get their children to get on social media and create these videos, and they think that that everybody's son or child, because it could be any sport, is supposed to get this type of exposure. And just because you create this exposure, that exposure now comes with scholarships. But what they don't know is that there's intimate conversations between a college coach and the coach of the school to find out what it is that they need to do to recruit a player. If you are not meeting coaches, if your coach is not having you meet coaches, you are not going to get scholarships because the business is handled behind closed doors. I try to tell people that, but once again, they think based upon what, let's say Kim has a kid and he's doing great. And then now I have a kid and he's not doing so great. I think because Kim's kid is at that school that I should transfer my kid to that school because that kid is getting great because of that program.
Well, that's not true.
At all. But these parents
I mean, that doesn't
this.
make any sense.
These parents believe it. So then you'll have kids that'll transfer because of it.
But it seems like it's coming more from an emotional standpoint instead of the logistical.
It's all emotion.
You know, where you're not telling yourself like, now, let me be honest with myself. My kid just isn't that good.
I had a parent, I was training a kid, and then we get to Auntie V's stuff. Got to get to these products.
Yes.
Sounds like people need it.
I had a kid that I told his dad wanted me to train his son at wide receiver. For those that may not know, wide receiver, the guys that catch the ball. So I said, I don't think he's going to be a wide receiver. I think he's going to be a tight end. So that means he's going to catch the ball and he's going to block. But if you train him for that now, those players are more valuable than the wide receivers because they're bigger, stronger, faster. And that's what schools want. Bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
So let's train him for that. Because I told him that, he never brought his son back to me to train. So I didn't take it personally because, the hell with it. His son gets to high school. What did they make him?
A tight end.
A tight end.
Tight end.
So then now your son has to try to adjust when he should have been trained for that. And so now he's going into, I think, junior year or so.
As a tight end.
And nobody's knocking on the door. Because you didn't market him that way when he was younger. So now here he is older, and now it's like, well, my son should be. He's not because the time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Most of your Division I schools, all your big boy schools, your Dukes, your NC States, your UNCs, and so forth and so forth and so forth, they're already into 2026 and some 2027 kids.
Wow.
That makes I can see that
Mhm.
because it is a business.
It's a business.
It's a business.
2025
and it's
is
a farm.
done. Yeah,
It sounds like it.
it is.
It sounds
It's
like
done.
this is yeah.
They have a big board, just like the one we got in here, and there's names.
Yeah.
And there's lists on those names. And then
Yeah.
I may need 2 guys.
Yeah.
So because I need those 2 guys, I'll go throughout the whole entire United States. That's another thing parents have to realize. We're talking about one county with your kid. There's a whole United States
Yes.
of players
that are vying for
that
that
are
one
playing.
position.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I may go for that one position and put out 20 offers to kids. Well, of those 20 kids that I put out there, you might not even be the best one.
Mm-hmm.
So I may be looking for these 2 kids, and if I don't get those 2 kids, well, then you might
I'll
get.
settle.
So then
Mhm.
now there's these things called committable and non-committable offers. So what happens is these kids put out offers and say, I've talked to coach such and such, and I'm so blessed to receive an offer. Well, that means that we're interested. That does not mean I want you to come to my school. So then what the kids will come back and do is they'll go back and say, well, things didn't go right for me, coach, and you offered me here, so I want to take that offer. And they'll say, oh, kid, too late.
No,
You went
yeah.
with the other 2 kids, so now you're out of luck.
Because that's business.
This is
Yeah, it's
business.
business.
Because it's business.
It's business.
And so then now parents get all butthurt, and now their anxiety goes up, and they need some drops.
But it's business. I don't understand why. Okay, so why is there a program for parents? Because and
First of all, 365, we train your parents. We teach you the recruiting process to
Well, 'cause it
prepare
sounds-
you on and off the field.
well, yeah, because it does. It sounds like that parents need education
They
Yes.
do. Mm-hmm.
because by the time these young people are at the recruiting age,
Mhm.
it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late.
Yes. You have to start on this. If you're truly serious about this, you have
Yeah.
to get a game plan by the time you're in your 9th grade year. You have to have a target list that are realistic, meaning realistically, academically, where can my kid go to school that even if he didn't play football, he could attend this university.
Mm-hmm.
And then because he can attend that university,
Mhm.
he can play football as well. Then have your
It
dream
sounds like it
schools
starts earlier than that.
for
For any of these, for the education of the parents.
Oh, you talking about how soon should they learn that?
Yeah, I'm saying it
Oh,
sounds
that
like
right
that-
away, as soon as your kid starts playing. Because
or as soon as your child is maybe a coach or a person that identifies these certain skill sets in children.
well, see, that's
I mean, I don't
regional.
know.
That's regional. Because here's why I say
Okay.
as soon as they start playing. In places like Florida and Texas,
Mhm.
you have high school and college coaches showing up at youth games.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Because I hate to say that, but that to me makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're, I don't know what kids play now in I don't know, elementary or junior high,
Mhm.
but if these young people are starting to excel
Mm-hmm.
in, I don't know, if you're in the 6th grade and 7 feet tall, I mean, you're going to get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you have a skill set or not,
Mhm.
somebody's going to want to develop that because if
Mhm.
nothing else, you've got height.
Right.
So my question is there anything in place for, let's say, the parent of that 6th grader
No.
who's 7 feet tall?
So what they
who,
do is
if nothing else,
there's these camps,
Mm.
and there's this one specific camp called Football University. They act like they're helping the parents, but it's a money grab. See, that's where parents have to be careful, because once your kid is now on the radar, they get invited to camps, but these camps lead them nowhere. So they think it's giving them exposure and tuning them and teaching them, but it's just your camp, your son helps me get other kids to my camp so I can make money off of your kids.
So that was going to be one of my questions. Are these camps now feeding into that delusion?
Yes.
Because they're telling you, if you come to my camp, no matter what skill
I'll
set
get
you
you right.
have, I'll make sure that
Mhm.
you get to the NFL or the
Yes.
NBA or whatever.
Yes. That's why I said when
are they guaranteeing that?
yes, there's
Are they-
camps that will guarantee that.
And they're paying you for that?
You talking about the parents?
I mean, are they guaranteeing these parents that these children are going to do that?
Yeah.
And are they making financial commitments to these parents?
Absolutely. These parents are now thinking that their kids are going to get scholarships and paying handsome amounts of money.
No. Are they guaranteeing the money for that?
They're just saying scholarship.
No.
Yeah, scholarship.
How can they guarantee scholarships?
Well, see, now that's where people like you, they be like, don't pay attention to her.
No, how you gonna guarantee me a scholarship?
See, that's the question that. See, you don't have
But
the
you're too
rose-colored
rational,
glasses on.
yes.
Yeah, see, I need you to put the rose-colored glasses back on, and then when I say scholarship, that means there's a guy right now that says, I guarantee your kid gets a scholarship, and then he says, because the kids that work with me have D3 scholarships.
No,
D3 doesn't give scholarships.
No.
And what he's banking
You're
on
not
is your
guaranteeing me a
ignorance.
scholarship. I need in writing where my young person is going to go.
Okay.
I need the financial commitment to that school, but I'm gonna need a guarantee in writing from that was a provost registrar's office saying that my child in 2028 or whatever will be enrolled in your school and their college tuition will be paid for and all of the room
who
and
you want
board.
that letter from?
I want it from the school.
Oh, you're not gonna get that.
Oh, well, then I can't talk to you.
Well, see, and that's what I'm saying. So then they're banking on having parents that aren't as educated or asking these questions, and they're playing on the emotion of here's the dream.
Well, see,
but this is my child.
So it's a
so
two-part
I don't understand that.
So now here's
but
the thing.
You'll do the research. They're not doing the research.
Xavier, honey. I'm here drinking water now with this absurdity.
It's a two-part thing.
Can you give me this, please, young man?
Absurdity.
Well, the reason
thank you. Ooh,
the reason why I say it's a two-part thing is this.
Absurd.
Because you want that letter in writing from the university. Even when you're a senior, you're not going to get that. Here's why. Because the senior, you're not guaranteed, like, it's the national letter of intent, right? That's when you sign, and that has the money figures of how much money you're actually going to get for your scholarship, right?
Okay.
So you may say, and I have seen this now, I got goosebumps thinking about it. Now, there's a guy that I know specifically who had his parents up there. I'm him, mom's on this side, dad's on this side.
Microphone.
Oh, dad's on this side. And they were waiting for the paperwork to come over from the University of Michigan.
Okay.
Paperwork never came. So now all the promises was made by the school. Everybody was duped. Then this is what's going to happen. Paperwork never came. So now he's on the hunt to try to find another school because remember, I committed to Michigan. So all the other schools that were interested in me have passed because I said I was going to Michigan. So nothing goes in writing until the day of national letter intent, and that is email or fax to the coach and athletic director, and it's in front of you and you sign.
I'm not committing to that until you give me my paper.
And it would that's not how that works.
No, I am not committing to your school until I get that letter. I have signed, you have signed, and now we partners.
They can't do that. Legally, NCAA does not do that.
Why not?
Because they can't commit until that paper's in front at
Of
national letter intent.
Oh, that's a scam. Y'all are scamming these
You're gonna
kids.
get us canceled.
I mean,
you are scamming these
see,
kids and their parents.
Yes.
And then I can be like, oh no, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
and I committed to you, and now all the rest of the schools are gone.
Because even though I signed that paper, I could still rescind that scholarship. Your scholarship contract is a year-to-year contract. It's not even 4 years. It's year-to-year. So at any given time, I can pull my scholarship away from you.
This seemed like a scam to me.
How are these camps getting away with this? If they're saying that I'm guaranteeing you and you get no absolute, there's no guarantee. Like you get no school, no office.
I'm selling you the dream,
That's
baby.
what I'm saying.
But there's no like contract.
What contract?
So the parents aren't signing anything?
See, okay, so
this is what I'm saying.
Y'all sound like
in writing.
Y'all sound like my friend Lisa. So Lisa, as I'm explaining this to her, because I keep saying First and Goal 365 is a multi-million-dollar business. I just have to develop a team. And the reason why is because parents, by the droves, pay for misinformation. So all the information that I have that is the right information, somebody like me is deemed a hater because I'll say, don't do that.
No,
it doesn't lead you in the right
it doesn't
direction.
make sense.
But it makes sense to them because you know why? Their kid takes a picture, they put their kid on social media, they say they're going to do a write-up, and then they say they're going to do this.
You're selling me a dream with no validity.
There is a whole company. The company is called NCSA. The whole company is called NCSA. That was Rob.
Oh,
it's called NC.
Bring your ass in here so I can cuss you the hell out.
It's called NCSA, and NCSA is come on, never mind.
NCSA.
Oh, y'all remember Rob, right? Rob, we had him on the show. He is a phenomenal photographer, and he was speaking during fuck up nights. Rob gonna put us on blast about 45 minutes ago. Everybody, tell Rob to sit down somewhere. Rob, come around and wave to the people.
Come and wave.
It sure did. Well, gonna embarrass us.
You didn't know I listened.
You look nice, friend.
Thank you.
You know, I know. Goodness.
Yeah, I surprised you because you thought nobody was listening.
I didn't think anybody was
They
listening.
ain't gonna call us out and embarrass us. You see how cousins embarrass people in front of people.
Our walls are empty.
I'll bring some stuff in tomorrow.
We need some work.
I'll give you a couple
Beautiful.
pieces. Yeah,
Great
deal.
Please make sure that you guys follow Rob. His work is phenomenal.
It is
Absolutely
Really
phenomenal.
appreciate it.
So make sure y'all follow him.
Even though he called us out in front of the whole party.
RBS photo on Instagram.
RBS photo. RBS photo on Instagram.
Yeah, lots of jazz musicians.
Call us
Yes.
out.
Even though he called us out in front of the entire party. The entire party.
You know what?
And it was quiet.
It proves that you have an engaging show that
Yes.
people listen to.
Y'all hear
Yes.
And we appreciate that.
It absolutely is.
that? Okay, now.
But I surprised you there because you didn't know.
Goodness. Right. Like you said, goodness. But I still love you anyway. Smooches.
Smooches.
But yeah, okay. I'm sorry because, like you said, we still have to get to the product. But that to me doesn't make any sense, and that's where I'm feeling like on TV, where on the business aspect of it, I thought all of this was taken care of.
Man, no. All this is a dream. It's a hope. You are investing in something that you would be better off taking your money and going to Las Vegas and hitting on.
Damn.
Yeah. Well,
I promise you.
that's
These parents
unfortunate.
pay a
It
lot
is.
of money. You're talking, what in the world would you gamble on that your odds of winning is only 3 to 6%? That's it. And that's facts.
And like I said, even with
Wow.
that fact, for someone to tell you across the table, I'm going to guarantee, and I'm looking at all of these other kids, how can you
Just-
guarantee
There
that?
is a company.
Yeah,
So
I just don't
I'm
understand.
sorry, I
that.
didn't meant to tell you about NCSA. So NCSA has been tricking people forever, and what they did, they partnered with Nike at first,
Mm.
and so wherever Nike was, everybody
go.
believed that Nike was the end all of end when it came
Yeah.
down to getting these kids onto the next level. So what they created was a platform called NCSA, which is basically like football recruiting Facebook.
Mhm.
You pay me a monthly fee. You put your profile on my platform, and then I'll tell you if coaches are looking at you or not. That doesn't mean you're going to get a scholarship. It just means that somebody may or may not look at you, and you pay for that monthly. Now think about, there's over 1 million kids out there. If I can get a quarter of the parents to believe me enough to sign up for my platform, and you're paying me anywhere between, I think, like $60 a month, $70 a month, think about how much money you made for just a quarter of that 1 million plus people that are out there.
I need people to do better and inform themselves, because this is insane. Like, I'm not going to knock anybody's hustle because it's smart. It's smart because you're literally playing on emotions and
Wow.
hopes and dreams,
Mhm.
but it's still crushing to
And
know
I
that
don't have to guarantee you crap.
No, what a
So you're paying me
PR job.
for a hope and
That's
a dream,
You talk about a marketing
right,
scheme.
like that,
Wow.
right? But
and nobody gets in trouble for this.
I was gonna say, you can't have any morals. Like, there's no way I could go to bed at night knowing that I'm scamming hundreds of thousands of people
Wow.
based off of their emotions and a dream that I can't
I
give.
don't even know.
And see, what they're going to tell you is that it's not a scam because none of this is promised, and it that's the part that's true.
Well,
None
that's a
of
true
this is
statement.
promised.
None of this
Mhm.
promise. That's
None
a true
of it,
statement.
because at any given time, the colleges can pull. They can, like, so let's say I've done my job as a coach and I've got that parent and that kid and everything. We're ready to go.
Mhm.
That school can call me in the twilight hour and say, "Nah, we're not doing it. We're pulling it.
Wow.
Never mind." And now that
That's
kid's
sad.
dreams is down the toilet. Like, And so now you have to figure out plan B expeditiously, because the sad part is once these kids commit, a lot of the other schools move on.
Yeah, they've taken their offer back.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So then now
you've committed.
You have a kid that's
good
sitting
business
there,
sense.
or you have kids who are parents who know that their kids are just barely making it academically, and you have a school on the hook, and you got to get your academics to a certain point by a certain time, and you don't. That's what I experienced at Enloe. I should have had way more kids go to school, but I had literally a kid who was in the room, and the guy pulled out the paper. He pulled out the paper. Here's how much money we're offering you. This is your scholarship. I need to know what your GPA is. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, shit, he's not there yet. Like, I need about another month or two. But he said, I need to see your transcript right now. I said, oh, shit. So I went, and I'm in the hallway, and I said, all right, how can I trick this man to just give me a couple more months? I said, look, man, he's off by this much. He said, he has exactly a month. I'll be back. Okay, cool. So he left. And in that month, I tried my damnedest, but he was just a hard-headed ass. Dude came back. He said, you're lucky. The money that I was going to give you doubled because one of the kids that I was going to sign didn't sign. So now this is the money. I need to see your grades right now.
And he couldn't do it.
I stepped in the hallway as soon as he said it and just started crying because I knew he didn't have the grades. But his parents weren't helping me with making sure this boy got these grades. So they took that paper and walked out the door.
Lost opportunity.
Done.
Well, I think that, and I don't know because I am not entrenched in that world. It sounds very frustrating.
It is.
But just an outside person looking in. So I'm not going to say hustle, but I just see an opportunity for, I don't know, someone to begin interjecting early and developing something with the parent and the student athlete in mind, and having two folds. Well, and having two folds. I mean, because you're not just the athletic aspect of this young person, developing that, but developing their academic skills and understanding that they go hand in hand, and that one may have to offset the other, because the possibility of you actually making it to the pros and pro contract is what 1%, maybe 1.5%, and having those conversations early and often, and understanding that you are developing a productive whole human being, that your job, that the job is hopefully developing a well-rounded person to live way beyond past whatever academic career that they may. I mean, I'm sorry, scholastic. What do you call that? Scholastic. Scholastic. I don't know, career that they may or may not have. And I just think that that should be a business.
It is
not
person go. I promise you. So this is what we do. Like, so say right now you say, Block, I got a kid. Help me. First thing I've asked, and literally, if you're watching this show, y'all know I'm about to put you on blast. First thing I say is I need your transcript.
Yeah.
Because I need to know, I need to get ready to give you realistic expectations.
And let me ask, do you have like counselors? Let's say, I mean, tutors or help. Do you have a program? Like, do you know teachers that are like, okay,
underneath my thumb, I did. So like the program that I had,
I'm developing a whole new cotton picking thing here, people.
That underneath my thumb, I had that. Now I do have the resources for the parent. But here's the problem that you have to instill in these parents, and they don't want to hear it. As much money as you invest in the athletics, you have to invest in the academics. So I will have a parent send a kid to a camp that I suggest, but will not send them to a tutor. because the tutor is more work for the parent. And they don't see the actual outcome, where I can see my kid running, catching, throwing, tackling, but I can't see anything when he's sitting in a room getting tutored. So you will have it. This is right hand to God. So I could tell them, look, I know these sets of tutors. And I tell them all the time, if you need a tutor and access to a tutor, the best thing to do, if you don't even want to pay for one, go to your National Honor Society inside your school. Every single student that is in National Honor Society has to have volunteer hours. One of those volunteer hours is tutoring.
I didn't.
So, when I was in college, I did that.
You have to have,
but that they paid you for that.
Yeah, you have to have volunteer hours, but one of them can be tutoring. So peer-to-peer tutoring, once again, I have the statistics to show that every one of my students did better with peer-to-peer tutoring. Getting it from just like riding a bike. I tell people all the time, you want your kids to learn how to ride a bike, take them outside with other kids. They'll learn faster than what they will with their parents. So peer-to-peer tutoring, you can do that. You don't have to pay. But then now that means the parent has to set it up. The parent has to make that. And then when you're asking all that, then the ball gets dropped. And then you're like, so have you been to tutoring? Nah, because my mom. But then if I say go to this camp, mom and dad, and then dad. Because that's the other part. Because then dad, y'all asses only come around because of the sports. Y'all don't do nothing with them.
Then unfortunately, and it is unfortunate. Then unfortunate, those aren't the children that you need to take care of. And I hate to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that.
Well, they eliminate themselves. They become a part of the 94 and 97%.
Yes. You know, because you're not taking these incredibly gifted young people and developing them.
No.
Because it takes a village. I mean, it takes more than just you. It takes literally a village to raise a child, because you're developing the whole person. So that when you're in the 10th or 11th grade,
you don't have these problems.
You don't have these problems, and you're prepared for them if they come. If when these situations come, and let's say you are heavily recruited and you get all these offers and you know what to do.
Understand the business.
Because it's a business. Because at 10, apparently, if you're phenomenal at this in the 10th grade, then your parents are going to have to start making business moves. And I hate to say that because nobody wants to look at their child as a commodity, but it sounds like that's what they're looking at your child as.
Absolutely.
So what you're telling me is I need you to get this up and going because there's a massive need for this program.
$multi-million, easy. Multi-million. And when I say it's not even something that has to happen, like when somebody says, "Oh, I projected in this." No, I'm talking about right now. Because if you have the ability to produce student athletes that are academically ready and athletically ready, and you are that service product, the coaches are coming and they're paying money.
Because you're making their job easier.
Big money, because you make their job that much easier. I do all the cutout work.
Fuck this shit. Let's go.
Well, it's all in conjunction.
Because Lord knows I've got the products for your student athlete. I have got topicals. I have got for those inflamed muscles and those hurt joints and that pre and post workout. Honey, I've got you covered.
Ooh, that roll on.
I got those young people covered. And before you ask, oh no, it's got CBD. It certainly does, but it does not go into their bloodstream, honey, and they're fine. And ask them about their muscles and joints because it helps in recovery.
Stop by Icy Hot and buy a roll-on.
Yes.
And I promise you'll see the difference immediately.
Incredible difference with those young people. The recovery rate. Yeah. It's just, it really is.
So for parents that may be watching this, because I know y'all do, stop buying Tiger Balm and buy a salve, and stop buying Icy Hot and buy a roll-on. This is the salve. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
This is the salve.
And this is the roll-on.
And that is the roll-on.
That's what I'm saying.
This is your Tiger Balm. Don't buy Tiger Balm. Buy this. And then this is your Icy Hot. Yeah. Don't buy Icy Hot. Buy this. All right.
A little dab of
Icy Hot is numbing. It's not doing anything besides just temporarily numbing.
It's not addressing the issue.
Not assisting with any recovery.
Those muscles are fatigued. They're inflamed. They're sore. That lactic acid's being released from those young people working them like they do. And that's, and I'm not gonna say just young, all of us.
And also your thoughts on because I don't think we've ever mentioned Voltaren, I think it's called. It comes in a silver container.
Yeah.
And I see like people are like, oh, it's prescription strength, or you have to get it through your doctor. But what is it really doing to you?
It works on this kind of like the same lines as Icy Hot.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I just don't, I don't know those companies. I don't know why I know why they do what they do. I just think you just really have to address the cause. I'm a nurse. I mean, it's because things aren't going to go away. They're not going to get better unless you address the cause, not the symptoms, the cause. The cause of the problem that people are having is that their muscles are fatigued, they're inflamed, they're hurting. It's like lactic acid, that's being let out. That's the byproduct of your muscles in activity. And I think that you have to kind of look at it as a more holistic approach to your healthcare, and you really do recover faster. You really do. And and for these young people, and for people who are doing the whole New Year's resolution thing, you hitting the gym, you've committed to 5 days a week or whatever. You need to do something to recover faster.
Yes. And I will say that too, because now that, we're on our health journey with Dr. Jans, your oil and first of all, the roll-on, let me just stop there. The roll-on, women, if you are listening, if you suffer from period cramps, and I mean like they're horrible, this roll-on helps so much, because I'm one of those people where Midol does not work for me, Advil does not work, Tylenol doesn't work. I can only take about maybe 1,600 milligrams of ibuprofen,
which is
ridiculous. It's the only thing that works for my cramps. Now, because I know, like on TV said, that's
crazy.
Ultimately is your liver's going to suffer.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took some of the roll-on because I couldn't take it anymore. I was in too much pain. I was like, I have to do something. I took the roll-on and I rubbed it right, on my stomach, right above the pelvic area, and probably like 5, maybe 10 minutes max, my cramps were gone. So imagine what that can do, if you're working out, like you said, if your muscles are fatigued, if they're tired, you have to invest in your health, starting with your roll-on. And then when I tell you guys now, if you're someone like me, where your mind is constantly going, and sometimes you just cannot get to sleep because your mind's not allowing you to rest, take a hot shower. Once you get out of that shower, take some of this hemp massage oil and rub it all on your neck. You know how we do with Vicks Vapor Rub back in the day or whatever. Rub it all over. It's an amazing moisturizer, but it's also a beautiful sleep aid. It is. So please invest in your health. If you need that extra help, there's nothing wrong with getting it. Yes. And it's always best to start with something that is holistic and something that isn't going to harm you. And these products don't do that. So
they do not. They do not. They are truly topical. In nature, and so anything that you're taking,
I'm telling you, for cramps,
true. Yes,
telling you,
it's a true thing. It is a thing. It is a thing because it works indirectly on the little nerve endings.
And it does my migraines.
It does. It helps with migraines too. It absolutely does.
I use it on my temples, and then I come straight across, back and forth a couple of times.
Yeah.
Within about 10 minutes, I could feel a relief.
Joint pain, knees, backs.
And the same goes with the salve, especially like you said, if you're working out, if you're someone who's a runner, jogger, walker, whatever have you, put this on your ankles. If you're suffering from any sort of, because
and they moisturize, honey. Ask Coach, they are moisturizing.
When them ankles
I'm just saying,
tight and that plantar fasciitis.
I'm just saying, don't look like you're walking in flour. Don't do that. Don't look like you've been walking in flour.
You better put it on your ankles when your ankles start hurting.
It's always saying, it's a thing.
Feet.
Yes.
Come on.
It's winter now, y'all. It is winter now. Take care of yourself. Moisturize. There's some lotion here too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
The lotion is fabulous. Yes. So it is healthy. It is moisturizing
your ankle. Of all body parts, make sure you hit them ankles.
when you're a runner and walker, sometimes your ankles hurt.
Your feet,
Bottom of
your
feet be
ankles.
swelling.
Yes, those knees, hips.
The knee. Oh, the hips. Jesus.
The hips,
Hips.
the back.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
my
the
hips.
shoulders, the neck.
And especially for those who are getting into weights, because I know a lot of people are starting to get into the gym and they want to start lifting. Use these products because it's going to hurt.
Popping, coach. You need some help? You over there popping? Okay, all right.
I was trying to hold back a real bad cough.
Okay, I didn't know what that was. No, we don't want that either. Okay.
I tried to like push it down because I didn't want to be like,
okay. Do the dance.
like,
Okay.
what you got
Distracting.
going on over there?
Do the dance. Okay.
And finally, your CBD drink drops. Anything that you're drinking, whether it's water, coffee, cappuccino, tea, alcohol, put your drops in, especially during the holidays.
Yes. Because we are going into Christmas.
Ooh.
We're talking about, we are doing our healing holidays again this year, everyone.
And there's something special at the end.
Something special at the end. Do the dance, do the dance, do the dance, do the dance. All right. Do the dance. It's a thing, y'all.
Did the head nod.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about all you need to do. The Eminem dance don't look good on everybody.
Our what's the first product that we're running?
The drops.
The drops.
Okay.
That is one.
Well, y'all already know we've already told y'all numerous times.
Yes.
The drops stay on call.
And I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay, because y'all know you're starting to do the holiday. Yes. So whether you are deciding to, shop via online on the keyboard and your fingers are working like that, lightning fast, whether you're out there in those crowds, whether you are out there doing whatever it is you're going to do with whomever it is you're going to do it with,
spoiling them badass kids,
you need some help. When stuff start hurting, stuff start breaking down, the holiday season is getting to you. It's a grind.
It's getting to me.
Come on. Come on. Join Healing Holidays. Because, honey, we are running it. You got to look online, thehealingconsultant.com. Honey, you got to look.
Yes.
If you don't believe me, honey, believe what's online.
And the testimonials.
The testimonials or something. What the kids calling now? Tiger. Y'all got me up on here acting crazy. And because it's the holidays. It's the holidays.
Yes. And if anything, treat yourself.
You have to.
Treat yourself.
This is the time where you need some self-care and some love, people. Love on yourself.
Because cold air, and nerve pain, and CRPS don't go. No.
Yes, honey. Okay. Yes.
Not the shipping costs too much, girl. It's worth it.
To
Virginia costume.
I think the shipping is what, $8?
Yeah, girl.
But I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, yes, girl. And that's the one thing I want you guys to realize too.
I gotta ship them to
it's
you. Y'all
quality product. Yes, and it's quality product. So don't think like, oh man, I'm gonna go through this like within a week. No, because you need this a little bit. And then, like you said, if you're in constant chronic pain, you might want to consult with a doctor because there's a bigger issue here.
Absolutely, because I don't know what your underlying cause is. Yes. Yes. So our herniated disc or something, you need to see, a doctor. I can do, it will help with the temporary swelling and inflammation of your disc. But it will help with that. Don't get me wrong. It will help with that. But that's not, if you need a discectomy, I ain't the one.
Right.
I mean, I can't do that. That's not in my skill set. I mean, because that's your permanent problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? And please, I mean, we've had some really great response from our MS women.
Yes.
Yes. And they have some pain.
Yeah. And we're actually going to talk about that next month.
Yes.
We're going to have a lovely young lady from the National MS organization who's going to come in and not only educate, but then talk about how the products have helped alleviate her pain. So this is something that definitely plagues, our people.
Absolutely
so
does.
We need to talk about the signs, what to look for, care, and then just even how these products incorporate and help. So
yes. So this month, oh my God, Healing Holidays, honey, tune in. The Healing Consultant, the healing CBD. Y'all got me all up in here because I'm like, I can't believe these kids. I'm sitting up here thinking about these poor kids and what's going on with them. Got me all discombobulated about the children.
I gotta find out what happened with Instagram. People are texting that Instagram froze and stopped.
Oh
yeah,
no.
I don't know why.
Because
typically,
oh God, I hope I look good on that. Open mouth that. I mean, you're like,
typically they'll let us do the whole show, and at one point they did say that you can only do an hour, but for whatever reason I don't know.
Yes. So because so thehealingconsultant.com, the Healing CBD, Facebook, the Healing Consultant, TikToker.
Yep, on TV,
CBD. Please join. What is that? Like, follow, join. Y'all know me. Come on. Don't play.
Go ahead and follow.
Y'all know. Because we're here. We're here to help. Make your day at least a little easier, or if you've had a really shitty day, come and see us and do some drops.
Okay. All right.
It's like when you get home, you kick off them shoes, you go, shit, for the day. Where am I drop?
I promise
You be like in the car, dropping on your way home, swirling.
I'm about to do it. I
The
promise
sweet
you.
Jesus, sweet baby Buddha Jesus.
I have a
help me.
company meeting that I have to present for on Friday, and the way that I'm going to use those drops, is to make sure that I am in the correct mind frame.
Will be purposeful and understand that no, you will not be getting high.
No.
No, that's not my jam. Because we over here have to work. We are working people. And if you work, if you've got kids, apparently kids that need some schooling or need some help,
Need some love.
and you need some help, taking care of your little ones or your big ones, come by and see us. Come by and see us because that's what we're here for. We're here to help. We're not here to hurt. We're here to help. You will not be getting high, but you'll be getting some relief now
Because pain
shouldn't be permanent.
Well,
So we
my
talk to
girl.
them.
My girl.
You don't have to live this way, people.
No, you should.
Don't
You
do
should.
it.
Not when you got tools.
Don't do it. Put some tools in the toolbox.
Well, with that said, I got to go out of town, so I don't know. Are you going to continue this week?
Ooh,
Okay.
ouch.
I
by
know
myself?
that stung a little bit, didn't
Yeah,
it?
know.
I mean, you got Obi.
I'll make. Oh wait, tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Tomorrow's
Okay.
Thursday.
Yeah, I might drive on out.
Okay.
Obi.
If not,
Obi.
we're back next week, and
I might. Yeah. That depends on how bad them damn kids get on my nerves.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's already starting. I already know I got one coming in already. And I'm like, ooh. And I love her to death. It ain't her fault.
Oh,
She's just as sweet as she wants to be to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just need her to be like that
To others.
to others.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll be all right.
Yeah. We'll get her right. Me and Mr. Purvis, we're gonna keep working with her.
That's what you got to do.
Mr. Purvis.
She's one of our knuckleheads.
Oh, hello, Mr. Purvis.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
so
I'll see you guys
yeah,
next
It'll
week.
be a toss-up.
Yeah.
Pay attention to social media. That'll give you something to go to our page for.
Oh.
What are you going to do on social media?
Announce whether or not we'll be live or not.
I was going to say, tune in and find out.
I might have to erase this one because after we talk.
Oh, I must not have been here for that.
Don't nobody else. I love us. It's like,
Oh, that shit
Oh.
word.
man,
That is a definite.
might have to at least edit the first one.
Just the first
I was going to
part.
say, because
Mhm.
you got the baby bull now.
I wasn't expecting
You got a
that shit.
bull.
Well, I swear it was.
Mm-mm.
Definitely thought somebody else was gonna get it.
Mhm.
But we thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let you know that you're rocking with us. Hold on.
Go say, where Obi?
Right.
Where is Obi?
Yeah, oh, we gotta let Obi know. We got an award, though.
Yeah, and let her sing.
We didn't even do birthdays. Yeah.
Yeah, what were y'all doing before I got here?
Ranting.
Okay.
Because you know what? That's what y'all be wanting. People be tuning in
Yeah,
as
I
soon as I
just
say
wonder.
I'm start
Because
talking
Auntie B
crazy.
likes a song when we sing.
I know. I still have not visually seen Opie throw that head back.
Oh,
Opie, what's going
we are
on?
gonna
I have to
do
see
that.
it. I have not
We
seen
have
it.
to do it.
Y'all have not. You've not broadcast
what?
that.
Next time we ain't gonna put up the thing. We'll just have it with a camera right on her too. That one. Right on her.
And let her do the dance.
Well, next week is gonna be our official week before we go on break. So we'll definitely be acting a fool.
So we'll make sure we're here every day for that week. Because that's the last week.
Next week.
But we got so much in store for y'all for 2025. I promise.
Oh yeah.
So keep it locked in.
So, and it's exciting things for our healing consultant and embody balance.
Absolutely.
So, and TDS. So it's gonna be really, really cool in 2025.
Oh yeah, it's on, y'all.
We just gotta erase this.
Let me go ahead and take this off my face.
Oh, okay. Sound like a thing.
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and erase this off.
Talking shit, and Rob called us out.
Are we still on?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Well, hey y'all.
So
thehealingconsultant.com.
That's right,
on TV, CBD. Follow, face, like, come see us. And happy holidays from the Healing Consultant.
Oh, now we got to post because our people on TDS really took the time to vote for us. Yeah, we got a lot of people that voted for us for this award. So thank you guys again. I really appreciate it.
TDS Facebook page?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
Why is that an uh-oh?
Because we didn't acknowledge them.
That's a yay. You're still on.
Well, we can do a quick.
Yes. What are these people do? Why am I the only one sitting up here going, you know what I mean, y'all? This is what I'm talking about.
Over there.
Or here.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
This is done.
Happy
but
holidays.
it's still
Oh,
the
we don't know
same
what's
computer,
going on.
so
I'm sitting up
use the
here.
mouse to hit end.
Distraction. Here we go. The dance.
All right.
Bye,
Have a good night.
Happy holidays.